So by now, you've probably heard that the rapper Brat is actually pregnant. Oh my gosh. There's so much that I want to tell you guys about this from a licensed therapist perspective, so stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Keandra Jackson, licensed marriage and family therapist here, and today we are talking about the new news that Brat is pregnant. Her and her wife Jesseca is expecting. Now, when I first heard this news, somebody sent me an article, and I just thought that it was a lie. I was like, people play too much. They just be writing anything. Like, who is out here spreading lies? And then the more that I researched and read more articles, and I actually listened to an interview with them too, I was like, oh, this is real. But it got me thinking about so many different aspects that we don't talk about enough that I want to share with you guys today. Of course, I don't know all the details about their marriage, about their relationship, and about their full journey, but we do know what they have shared with us thus far. And so Brat is actually, I grew up on Brat. First of all, let me start there. I probably am dating myself, but your girl, if you grew up in the 90s, early 2000s, brat, tat, 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 brat, tat, tat, tat. Hey, I'm gonna act right. But listen, we grew up on Brat essentially over here, so she is a part of like my upbringing. But Brat is, I believe, 48, and her wife is like 40, 41-ish, right? And so this just brings a really important and hot topic around fertility. No matter if you are a same-sex couple or a heterosexual couple, fertility issues are real. And while I'm here, just for a quick second, if you are in a heterosexual relationship and you are not able to conceive, stop always thinking that it's the woman, because I know tons of couples that I know personally and that I have worked with where the woman isn't the issue, the man is. And we need to have more conversations around that. But getting back to Brat and her wife, listen, I was listening to an interview that they did, and I'm not sure if there was a possible miscarriage that happened, but they talked about their IVF journey being a journey, that it wasn't easy, and that the older you get, which we all know this, right? Because like I mentioned before in another video, once you hit that 35 mark and after, they start calling you geriatrics. Like, when did 35 become geriatrics? That's just ridiculous. Nevertheless, the IVF journey for them was a journey, right? And it is for most people. Some people have a smooth journey and it works the first time. Other people go through miscarriages and setbacks and false pregnancies and all of those things. And I can't even imagine what that feels like once you have finally decided to actually bring a child into this world. And what really struck me very deeply is that when I was watching the interview, Brat, who I didn't even know wanted children at all, basically said, I just never thought it was in the cards for me. Which brings me to my second topic, which is career. She was, having a successful career, and she was just busy and having a very, very busy life. And she was like, it just didn't happen. And so I wasn't pressed, to bring a child into this world. But it also reminded me that when you get with the person you're supposed to get with, and you get with a partner who may or may not want the same things that you want, change your perspective. So in this situation, it seems like they were initially like, nah, we're not gonna have kids. We haven't really thought about it. It's whatever. We both busy. We both have thriving businesses. And then as people started to make little comments and things about their relationship, they started to think like, well, maybe, like, do we want kids? And if we do, we need to get on it, because baby, you 48 and I'm 41, and this is, going to be a process. And so when they made the decision to actually go for it, it shifted and changed their relationship. But it just reminded me to never give up, like, to just go for it, and I've been talking recently about one of the episodes on Harlem on Amazon Prime about, fertility. They talked a lot about that on that show as Black women. And so when this news came out this same week, I was like, wow, this fertility topic is such a powerful one that we need to have real conversations about. So I'm glad that Brat and her wife Jesseca are being open about their process and sharing it with the world, because we need to normalize what happens when you are past 35, but you do desire to have a family. What does that process look like? What does that mean for you? What does that mean for your partner? What does that mean for your body? What does that mean for you financially? Because that's a thing as well. So for me, it's like a timing piece. You know what I mean? We think that just because you want children, you should do that very early on. And it's like, that may not be the timing. And you may not do it with the right person. Because y'all already know what I say. If you choose to marry and you choose to have children, those are the two most important things that you will ever do. Who you marry and who you have kids with. Period. So sometimes that timing, because you're not with the right person, or you're not in your God-given lane, or some other issues happen so it doesn't work for you. But when the timing is right, baby, it tends to blossom and happen in a beautiful process. And I think even while we're talking about this, there comes a lot of questions about the IVF process, especially for same-sex couples. Realistically, we have to have the decision about who's going to carry. I'm sure the Brat and Jesseca had that conversation. Who wants to carry, who can carry, and who is the most viable person here to make sure that our baby has, is full term. That's a real thing. We also have to consider whose DNA we're going to use. Whose eggs are we going to use? Because we know that you can't use two different types of eggs to get someone pregnant. We have to determine, are we going to use your eggs? Are we going to use my eggs? That's a real thing. And then also the sperm, right? We know there has to be a sperm in order for a baby to be developed. And so we have to figure out whose sperm are we going to use. Are we going to a sperm bank and getting a person that we vetted and figure out this person is the best fit for us? Is it going to be somebody we know? Is it a family member? Is it a close friend? All of these things are factors that need to be discussed and talked about. And none of that is a easy decision. None of it is just like, oh yeah, we're gonna do pop, 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 pop. No. This is a life that we have to consider. How this is played out matters to everybody involved. Last but not least, the amount of support and the love that I have seen from their family, from their friends, from people on social media, Ricky Smiley, Sherry Shepherd, all of these different people. It really just was like, wow, this is so dope to know that this child is going to be brought into an environment where there's love, where they are wanted and cared for. And it's just a beautiful experience and a beautiful process. So I want to shout out and give my hat and tip my hat off to Jesseca and the Brat for being honest about their journey, for sharing it with us and allowing us a little sneak peek into their world. I hope you found something in this video useful. Stay connected and stay tuned for some more celebrity and upcoming videos. I'll see you soon.